Yes, ready as I'm gonna be. I don't know what to expect.
What's up? This is FaceTime with Nicole, Jocleen, and I am here today with actress Azrial Greene-Piña on the set of her new movie, Good Morning Liberties. Now, first of all, what time is it?
Child, it's midnight.
Midnight. On set at midnight. How long have you been here?
I got here about 3:45, 4 o'clock.
That's a long time. So tell everybody what the movie is about, or what you can tell everybody.
Yes, can't be giving away any gems. But Good Morning Liberties is a movie set in the future, about 2030 to be exact. I'll give y'all that exact date. And it is just about living in 2030, living with the coronavirus, what it was in 2020, and how the world has adjusted, how we have to move around as people now, and basically how to live with it or without it.
My introduction to you as an actress was in the JB Starvation video. Yeah. In that video, were you I know you had a gun. Mm-hmm. You were robbing a convenience store.
Yes.
And you were in a bed. And I
Yes.
and I remember in the bed scene, you were like frustrated and you had your hand in your hair. And I mean, I was like, Papa, who this woman? I was like, who is this? So that's when I first saw you as an actress. But is that where you started, or were you acting before?
I acted a bit before because I went to Classic School of Advanced Studies, International Black Culinary and Visual Performing Arts. I was a theater major, so I've studied theater since I was 11. But I think I've learned that film is more so my thing. So, but you know, I'm studying the acting, the behind the scenes. It's been happening since I've been 11, trying to get into it. I gave it up for a little bit just to be realistic, what I thought was realistic in my mind. But yeah, so it's been since 2000, 2001.
Wow.
Here we are.
So you've done, you were in Paige Howard.
Mm-hmm.
You where you had the leading role in Cherish Love. Mm-hmm. You've done the web series Quarantine Dreams and On the Scene, Missing Jasmine short film. You've done a lot of things. What have you learned from the time when you started to now?
What haven't I learned, I think, is probably a better question. But let me think. I guess, honestly, what I've learned is just like to don't stick with the idea that you formulate in your mind. You know, because sometimes you have a script, sometimes that changes, sometimes location changes, sometimes wardrobe changes. You know, sometimes the premise of something changes. And so I think as an actress, when I was starting, I had a tendency to formulate how this was going to go in my mind when I'm not the director, not the producer. Like, I'm supposed to show up and do, you know, what's said, but that can change in any instant. And so you can't get married to any one idea.
Okay. What is your favorite role that you've done?
Honestly, it'd probably be Cherish Love. And I say it'd be Cherish Love because I think that's the one that has stuck out the most, that people like really can't differentiate me as a person from the character. And I feel good about that. Like, if you can't tell, you don't know who is who or who is what, then I must have done. Because and it was fun because in my mind, and in reality, I'm so far different. I'm different from the character. I mean, do I rant sometimes on Instagram? Yes. But I'm different from that character in real life. And so I think it was just fun to kind of play that. That was the most different for me.
What is the most memorable moment you've had as an actress?
Actually, I think probably my most memorable was the first time I was on a bigger set. Or what to be was a bigger set. So we were filming a movie called Agnes in Oklahoma City, directed by Mickey Reese, and it was just completely different from. I mean, you see it in the movies. I kind of thought about what to expect, you know, getting married to the idea, but it was just different once you were in it. I mean, and then learning all the different roles that are there. You know, you have the craft services, and then you have wardrobe, and you have dedicated wardrobe. They don't do anything else but wardrobe. And it was different because you have someone who was kind of waiting on you, and supporting you as an actress, and it was just kind of odd to let them do it, but it was probably, the most memorable because it was like, oh, this is a standard that's set.
Right.
And how it's supposed to be done. So I expect that moving forward usually.
Right.
Now.
And it probably helped to go from an independent set where everybody's just doing everything, and then to seeing those roles broken down to so many people.
Yeah, it was, and I think that was probably the biggest shock of it, because coming from an independent set, it's like, I may be in front of the mirror, I may be holding a light, I may be holding a boom mic, I may be doing craft services things, I may be working on wardrobe, a bunch of different things, but to have those roles, specified roles, and people who have those designated jobs, and to let go and let them do that, I think it was probably the biggest learning curve, but also I'm very appreciative that happened, because now I know better than to, step on anybody's toes, or, how things are supposed to be moved, because you don't want to take away somebody else's job. And they really look at it like that, like, if you move this chair,
that's my job.
That's somebody else's job. And if you move it, then you've taken them out of a job.
Yeah.
So it's a lot. I think it's deeper than, just getting in front of a camera like a lot of people believe. Like, just get in front of a camera, we'll just record it and it'll be fine.
Yeah. So. It takes a lot to make it all happen.
A lot.
So you play a lot of different type characters. In Miss and Jasmine, you were kidnapped. Well, you were playing like a detective,
like a spy.
Yeah, spy, espionage type scenario. In Draw 4, which is a short film, you actually had an accent.
Yes. Terrible accent.
Do you remember how your accent went?
What is it like to be with an underground Uno player such as Mr. Washington?
When I first met him in Puerto Rico, we met in
Okay, look.
I met him in Puerto Rico.
Oh my goodness. I'm trying to remember my line. It was terrible, probably offensive, to be honest. Everybody else, like, I just think that was a good idea. Who okayed that? Who greenlighted that? It was what I thought was as Hispanic as I could be in the moment.
So like, you're not afraid to jump out there and try different things. Is there like a dream role that you would want to play?
Honestly, probably something with some action. Like, I don't know. For me, I'm a do-it-yourself type of person. Like, I feel like I want to try anything once. If I can't do it, then all right, I'll let it go. But I got to try. And so for me, I think more of a dream role will be being number one on the call sheet first.
Right.
But doing more action. Like, I'm trying to jump off a building. Maybe not a big building, but, maybe a couple of my own stunts just to throw it in there. Not anything scary, though, because I'm about to scare myself and I don't want to deal with that. So, yeah, more action. More of an action role. No, I don't care what the character's doing. I just want to, I really just want to have like a shotgun, and I just want to be able to do the shotgun walking away from something blowing up behind me, but just with one arm. Okay. So, whenever I get to there.
Tarantino.
Please. But I work with some knives, like, learn things. I'll say whatever I got to do.
I can see it.
I'm telling, like, I'm trying to be specific up in here. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get to people and shoot them, slice them.
So, like, what actresses do you look up to?
Oh, goodness. I think Angela Bassett's probably one of my favorites. I think, and does not get the credit she deserves. She does with certain platforms, but not enough, in my opinion. Tessa Thompson. I really love Tessa Thompson. Let me think. Oh my goodness, I feel like I should have a whole list. Issa Rae. I do like Issa Rae because she seamlessly just goes from role to role, but it still just seems so natural.
Right.
Zoe Saldana. I love Zoe Saldana. Well, okay, so I just saw Rent for the first time this year. So
for the first time?
Yes, I saw Rosario Dawes and I was just like,
125.
Look, Rent was heavy.
It was.
Like, I saw it and I was like, oh. I thought it was like hearing the song Seasons of Love, like I just thought it was gonna be a lot more upbeat than that. And I was just like, oh y'all struggling. Everybody's struggling. And it's not just one type of struggle, it's like everybody's struggling in at least like 3 different ways. I don't know, by this time everybody should have seen Rent, but I guess I won't ruin it. But Rent heavy.
It is. It has some A-list actors in there.
It did. And I was just like, you know what? this is decent. I'm okay with not watching it too many times for my soul, but, but you know, I'm glad I got it off the list. It's one of the movies that's like, all right, I've seen it.
So, with you being in Oklahoma City, you know, it's not Hollywood, it's not New York, it's not Atlanta. How hard is it to be an actress, an independent actress based in Oklahoma City?
I mean, without having, you know, any representation and just kind of starting out throwing yourself out there, I think it's not impossible, but I think it's extremely hard because people don't take you serious. They think, you know, it's just, especially now, like everybody thinks, oh, you just on social media, you think you can act because you make skits or TikToks or whatever the hell is going to be next, you know? So I think it's, I am old. With the kids making their thing. But I feel like that's the hardest part. Like, people don't take you serious. They think, okay, like if you're a pretty face, okay, then you can just do this and you can just stand in front of the camera and you can act. Yeah. But it's like, okay, it's more than just standing there. You know, I'd like to think that I do a bit more than just stand there and look cute. Yeah, definitely. You know, and then people just like, oh, yeah, no, cool, you'll be good as a stand-in, which is cool, stand-in, backup work, but then it's not, I feel like it's hard to progress into actual lines or on, you know, on film things, especially in Oklahoma. Right. Where there's not a lot of melanated individuals. I mean, there are. I've seen like Facebook groups, and it's just like, okay, so many more people are doing it than I thought, but still not enough.
So what can we expect from Ozzy in the future?
Well, you can expect to see me a lot more, be it, you know, movies, shows, my Instagram, my social media, whatever. Just put myself out there a lot more, and that's true. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. I mean, I want to. That's a goal of mine, to just try to be more out there, and just to really, I think, to expect the unexpected. Yeah. Don't know what I'm gonna pop up doing, but I'm gonna try something. I'm always try something. You know. Hope that it works.
That's the motto. I'm always try something.
I'm always at least once, so I can say I liked it or I didn't like it, and can't nobody tell me I didn't try it. Right. You know, that's one of my things in life. Like, as long as you do everything that you can do, can't nobody be mad at you. Like, I tried. I tried everything I was able to try within my scope, within my power, within my, you know, finances, whatever. I've tried it and it didn't work. So there's nothing left to the imagination. There's no what ifs, no shoulda, coulda, wouldas. Because I don't fuck with it. I mean.
So, is there any thing that you want to tell people about Ozzy, or you know they think they may know? You want to give them a clearer vision, just to leave them with?
Y'all don't really know who I am in these roles. You know, I'm not. You know, I think it's great when actors and actresses play these roles so much so that you can't differentiate, like Lawrence Fishburne and what's love got to do with it? Yeah. You know, after a while, you just don't really want to fuck with Lawrence Fishburne, but he did so great. And so I would just want to clarify, like, please don't believe that you know who I am or you know what I like, or, you know, without knowing me personally. Even regardless of whatever is on social media or whatever you can Google and find out, because I've Googled my neighbor before. Surprisingly enough, there's more information than I'd like to be on there. But yeah, it's just I'm not who you think I am. There's many faces. There's many facets of me. I feel like I'm a jack of many trades and a master of none yet. So that's the plan.
Well, thank you for sitting down with FaceTime with Nicole Jocleen.
Oh, what's it that? Shoot, I'm trying to be on FaceTime. Nicole Jocleen. I'm trying to hold the camera, so do what I gotta do. Shoot.
And she's not done, even though it's midnight. She still has.
Well, we got two
more scenes to shoot. So she took a break to do this.
Yes.
So thank you, and we'll see what's next.
Yes, we will see what's next.